Hello children, today we will study the next topic of the earth and its living world, that is the atmosphere and the water cycle. Before the videos we studied the different space of the earth, that are lithosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere and atmosphere. Today we are going to study about the atmosphere and the water cycle. Now see, that atmosphere is what? Atmosphere, about the air, that you are going to study about the air, because on the earth air is there. Atmosphere is that the envelope of air around the earth is called the atmosphere. Means the air's blanket is on the earth and that is called as the atmosphere. In the atmosphere, if you see that the various gases are there. In the atmosphere, oxygen is there, nitrogen is there, carbon dioxide is there, water vapor is there, and other, that is the inert gases is there. Inert gases like xenon, krypton, that is so many gases are there. You should know these the four gases are very important. This is the oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide and water. Air is the mixture of gases. Air is the mixture of gases. On the earth, atmosphere is there, and the atmosphere means what? The air is there, and air is a mixture of gases are there. And mixture of gases means which gases are present in the air? In the air, oxygen is there, nitrogen is there, carbon dioxide is there, water vapor is there, and many other, that is the inert or the noble gases are there. Noble gases like the xenon, krypton, neon, argon, these are the gases are there, and then you should know that. And we are going to study about the atmosphere. Now see that in the atmosphere you see that this is the earth, and on the earth you know that like this. This is a nitrogen, 78%. This is the oxygen, that is a 21%. And this is a carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. This is a 0.35%. And water vapor is also there. These are the the proportions of the gases. Whatever the gases are present on the earth in the air, and these are the classification. Nitrogen is the largest gas, that is a gas, it is present in the air, that is the 78%. Oxygen 21%. Carbon dioxide 0.35%. Water vapor, it is a 0.4. This is the oxygen, that is a 21, nitrogen 71, 78, carbon dioxide 0.35, and water is equal to 0.4. This much percent is there. Now you have to understand and keep in mind that. Now we will come to the point, what is the use of oxygen? Now you know that oxygen, it is life. Oxygen gas. Oxygen gas. It is a life. Without oxygen, know that any living things cannot survive, because every day, every moment we need oxygen. Your breathing process is going the help of the oxygen. We breathe in oxygen there. And oxygen is a very, very important gas. Oxygen is produced by the plants in the photosynthesis process. On the earth, oxygen is there, and that all the living things they must, that is the oxygen. You will ask me, sir, why we need the oxygen? Because without oxygen we cannot survive. For that when we eat the food and after eating the food is digested, after that we get energy. But before that energy, how the energy we get, we know that. Because that digested food is decomposed by the oxygen. And then we get release the energy and we get it. And that's why the oxygen is very, very important for you surviving that. Means your existence depends on the only oxygen is there. Second, that is the nitrogen. Why the nitrogen? Sir, this much largest gas in the air. What is the use of nitrogen? Nitrogen is very important. Who will say me that nitrogen, where it is used, why this much gas is? You know that abundant gas, that is 78% nitrogen in the air, whatever the air we have that. And what is the use of that? The nitrogen gas, it is useful for the preparation of protein. It means the plants require the nitrogen. Nitrogen required, that is for the preparation of the protein. Plants only take the nitrogen, and that's why for they prepare, they make the protein. You know that how the plant they take the nitrogen. There are the processes there, and when we go in the higher standard, you will study that. But here I would say that nitrogen, you know that some the bacteria are there, Azotobacter, Rhizobium. These bacteria are there. With the help of the bacteria, nitrification process occurs, and they capture the air nitrogen and convert into the nitrate form. And this is dissolved in the water, and this, you know that it is deposited in the soil, and after that plant they takes the nitrogen and they can make the protein. And nitrogen, it is also useful for the preparation of the fertilizers also. For that purpose also nitrogen is used there. That is the carbon dioxide is also very important. Carbon dioxide, that is the CO2 gas. Where it is used, that who use that? Plants use this. This is the plants used for photosynthesis process. Photosynthesis process means without carbon dioxide, plants also cannot prepare the food there. You know that? Water plus CO2 means the water plus CO2, and in the presence of, that is the sunlight and the chlorophyll, and the photosynthesis process occurs, and that's why CO2 is very important. And after that, water vapor. Now see that, one side if you see that, that plant and here animal. How these are gases are very important. Now you see that plant give the oxygen and animal, that is the plant take the carbon dioxide. In this way, in the air, the gases are dependent on each other. Plants are also very important and animals also are very important. And due to these two things, and O2 and CO2 is balanced in the air. That also you have to understand. Now water vapor. Water vapor is a very important, because water vapor, it is a percentage is the 0.4. Now this percentage, place to place, it can be changed there. Somewhere water vapor is a very more. If you go in the coastal area, in the Konkan area, whatever the air in the Konkan area, in that air, that is the water vapor is more. And if you go in the desert area, Rajasthan, you will find a very less water vapor. The water vapor is very important. How the water vapor is mixed in the air? Through the evaporation process. Now we come to the point next. In the atmosphere, the different layers are there. Different layers are there. What that layer we will see there. Now see different layer of atmosphere. First, troposphere. Second, stratosphere. Third, mesosphere. Fourth, ionosphere. And fifth, exosphere. These are the layers in the atmosphere. Through the diagram, I want to make you understand what is the troposphere, what is the stratosphere, what is the mesosphere, what is the ionosphere, and what is the exosphere. Now see that this is the earth. This is the earth. Now first layer, it is a troposphere. This is the earth. From the earth surface to this 13 kilometer, and after that this is a stratosphere. Okay, and this distance is there 50 kilometer. This is the 50 kilometer, and after that mesosphere, and after that ionosphere. And after that exosphere. Now these are the layers of the layer. Children, troposphere, it is a, from the earth surface to the up to have 13 kilometer, this much whatever the the area it is there, that is a troposphere. Whatever the atmosphere that is related, that is it happens there, rainfall, that fog, that is a snowfall, rain, storm, wind, that whatever the weather related, that is concepts or the weather related, that whatever the things are, it happens, and then all the things happens in the troposphere only there. Because that when the sun rays, this is the sun, now all these rays, it comes on the earth, and that near the earth, whatever the air is there, due to the sun, the earth is also, it becomes a warm, hot, and whatever the air on that earth, and that air, that is also, it becomes the warm, and the light weighted, it goes there. Cloud formation, it happens in the troposphere. Rainfall, it happens in the troposphere. Heavy snowfall, wind, storm, cyclone, everything, it happens in the troposphere only that. And water cycle also, it will completed within the troposphere only that. And this layer is very important. And from the earth surface to the up to that is a 13 kilometer up, this much area it is covered by the troposphere. After the troposphere, one more layer is there, is the stratosphere. The stratosphere is also very important. You know that in the troposphere, in the upper side, here the aeroplanes. Aeroplane also it fly in the troposphere. And after that stratosphere, in the stratosphere, it is the lower side of the stratosphere. You see that here the ozone layer. Which layer? Ozone layer. That ozone gas is very important and plays a very important role. That is whatever the from the sun ultraviolet rays comes, and here the absorbs are there. ultraviolet rays are coming and they are absorbing the ultraviolet rays and the sun rays are purified and after that it falls on the earth. That's why ozone layer is very very important. It is just like it is an umbrella. The whole that is the earth is protected by the ozone layer. You know, whatever the sun rays are falling, first they will fall on the ozone layer and ozone layer absorb the ultraviolet rays and after that filtering that rays it comes. If directly rays it will fall on the earth, definitely no living things cannot be survived because different diseases it will occur due to the ultraviolet rays. Plants it will die, human beings, animals, all they will die and diseases it will, that is infected and that's why ozone layer is very important. And after that mesosphere it is just upper the stratosphere. Here the hot balloons, you know the hot balloons, it can fly in the mesosphere. Ionosphere, it is, you know that satellites, you know, they stable that is in the ionosphere, revolve the artificial satellites which we send that in the ionospheres are there. And after that exosphere, it is very rare, that is air. And you know that air pressure, if you see that, very low air pressure here, and here the very high air pressure. On the troposphere it is a very high air pressure. In this way, 5 layers are there in the atmosphere: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere and exosphere. Troposphere are given, that is the information. Stratosphere also given. Mesosphere, hot balloons it flow, that is flying that satellites we send in the ionosphere, it will go and settle. And last, that is exosphere, air is very rare. Now the questions one may ask you that why the mountaineers they carry the oxygen cylinder while they climb on the mountain? Because mountain near about, that is a 5,000, you know, 5,000 meters is very high from the surface of the earth, and on the mountains the air is very rare air, and when the very air rare, it means the oxygen is also very less, and that's why the problems will create, and that's why the mountaineers they carry the, you know, oxygen cylinder on the mountain, that is, and that questions answers you have to keep in mind. Now we will come to the point water cycle. Now already you have studied might, that is in the last year, that is every year. Now see the water cycle. It is a process which consists in, that is a, you know, evaporation, transpiration, condensation, cloud formation, and precipitation. That is a rainfall. Water cycle is a very beautiful process. It is a natural phenomenon. You know that? In the next lesson also we will study about the water cycle. Water cycle, you know that from when your education is started, last 2-3 months, from that you are going to, that is study the water cycle. Water cycle, it is these are the process, these are the factors are there. Evaporation means what? Evaporation, it means that is water changes into water vapor. Water changes into water vapor. And transpiration, it means that is same, water vapor to water vapor. Okay? And condensation means what? That water vapor to water. And cloud formation, it is means that is tiny droplets of water. And precipitation, it means actually rainfall. Now see that evaporation, it is a natural process. Everywhere evaporation happens, that whatever the water is there, the water evaporated into whatever the water evaporated into, that is the water evaporated into water vapor. Transpiration, it means that is it occurs in the plants. Transpiration, it occurs in the plants. Plants also, they remove the water from their body there. That process of, when we go in the higher standard, we will study that. Condensation, it means that exact opposite process of the water vapor. Evaporation, water vapor into water, and condensation, water vapor into water. And cloud formation, you know that when the water evaporated, it is a very lightweight, it goes upside, and when it contact with the cold air, and that water vapor is condensed there. It means that is a water vapor, it converts into that is a water, tiny water droplets it forms. When the many tiny water droplets comes together and it forms the cloud, and after cloud it becomes the heavier, and after that it start to rain, comes out, water it comes out, that is called as the precipitation. In this way, go through all the steps, and definitely diagram is also in the given the textbook, and you will learn many things are there. In this way, you have to understand water cycle. It is a, you know, that these steps you have to keep in mind there. Evaporation, transpiration, condensation. Condensation, it means the water vapor into water. Cloud formation, many water droplets are, that is from the water droplets it forms that. And after that precipitation, it means rainfall. In this way, here I want to stop here. In this way, this lesson is over there, and next time we will see another one more lesson. That have a nice day.